ladies, good evening, and thank you once again. We want to thank God for tonight. It's been a wonderful week with you. We started on Tuesday, yesterday, and today is the finale. Today we'll be having a little chit chat. We'll talk a little, but we'll have more of chit chat and then some questions. On Tuesday, we learned about the structure of the vagina. We talked about the differences between the vulva and then the vagina. We talked about the parts and then the functions. Yesterday, we talked about vaginal discharge, what is normal, what is not normal, why it's important the discharge is there. We also talked about disorders that occur in the vulva and also in the vagina. Thank you so much for being with us. Tonight, we'll be looking at how to care for the vagina. What are some of the do's and what are some of the don'ts? Things that we must really take into consideration when we are taking care of our vagina. God bless you. Stay with us and we'll be having fun alongside. Thank you. As we mentioned earlier, yesterday we said that the discharge that the vagina produces is very normal and is very, very important because it keeps the integrity of the place. It helps clean any unwanted material, dead cells, bacteria that may be present in the vagina. So it's important that we look out for the type of discharge that is produced in the vagina. Since the vagina is already at work, especially in the area of cleaning, it's important as women and as ladies to limit the things that we do to help the vagina. I think if the vagina needed some help from us, it would have, told us, but it hasn't told us to do that. So we should be very, very careful when we are washing the place. Now, it's a very good idea to avoid perfumed soaps, gels, antiseptic. You have to be very mindful. You know, there are some soaps when you use in that area, it burns, it stinks, and she show. I remember one time, Mito Alata Samna, the ones that we call black soap. Yes, I bought some and I was using it to bath. And when I took it down there, I had a burning sensation. Yes, and I realized that no, this soap, no, it shouldn't go down there. Yes, so these are some of the things you should be looking out for. Some ingredients that are used in the soaps that we use are very, very irritating to the place. So please be mindful. A mild soap. A mild soap is very good. I use Dove. Dove is a bit mild. I'm sure there are other ones too on the market. You can use it. Now, when you are washing the when you are washing the vulva, it's important that you use your clean hands. It will be good if you've trimmed your fingernails because that can easily get trapped in your overgrown fingernails. So your clean hands, wash the place gently, use some soap on the surface. Please don't insert your hand into your vagina to remove anything. Please don't do that. Just on the surface, in between the folds there, okay, you just wash it, use some warm water or ordinary water, and then you rub the place gently and then you clean it nicely with your hand. When you finish bathing, you can just pat it dry with the towel. Don't insert your towel into your vagina. Please avoid doing that. Just a clean towel, pat it dry, and you are good to go. Okay, so it's important for us as women to maintain good personal hygiene. Some women bath once a day or none at all. Please, we beg you. When you do that, the place has two openings, the vaginal opening and then the urethra where the urine comes out. Now, if you don't take your bath regularly, when you pee or when you urinate, some of the urine residue will remain there. And you know how urine smells when it's kept for a very long time. So we are begging you, try and keep good personal hygiene. Try and bath regularly. And when you bath, you'll be able to wash the place regularly too. Okay? So a good bathing routine is very, very, very important as a woman. Now, let's come to douching. Okay, a douche is a device that is used to introduce a stream of water under pressure into the vagina, and the purpose is to flush out anything that is found in the vagina to remove odor or for medical reasons. Now, why we want women to stop douching is when you douche, you tend to take away all the useful bacteria and fungi that is found in the vaginal area. And as we learned yesterday, these living organisms are very, very, very crucial in maintaining the vaginal area. So douching in itself gets rid of these organisms and you become more prone to other infections. So if you are one who likes to douche, please try and put a stop to it. Okay, just cleaning the surface of the vulva is enough to maintain a good hygiene in your vaginal area. Panty liners have become one of the mainstay in women hygiene for some time now. Most of us use panty liners because, well, we want to protect ourselves from the normal vaginal discharge that comes, because some of us easily get wet from these discharges, and we find the panty liners to be very handy. Also, some of us have unexpected periods. So if you have a panty liner in your panty during the day, at least it can cushion you for these unexpected visits. Some of us also want to keep our panties clean. We don't want the discharge to mess up the panties we are wearing. So we end up using a panty liner to keep the place very, very clean. With all the benefits of panty liners, there are also some downsides in using the panty liners. Now, if you are in the habit of wearing panty liners, and the material that is made from is not cotton, the lining can easily rub against the vulva and it can cause irritation and soreness. So that's one downside from using the panty liner. Also, some of the panty liners also have scented components with the intention of keeping the place fresh, having a nice scent. But then these components can end up harming the nature of the vulva and then the vagina. It can cause irritation and it can cause soreness, making your skin very sensitive to such things. So we will say that don't use any panty liner at all if you can. Wearing the normal panties is enough to carry you through the day. Just make sure that you wash your panties very well, and then you have to ensure that you are having a good personal hygiene. Okay, so some of us also want to make the vagina smell very nice, have a nice perfumery scent, and hey, I think if God wanted the place to smell like roses or any nice expensive perfume, I think He would have made it like that. But God had a reason for making it smell that way. So can we stop putting perfume? There's something called vaginal deodorants, vaginal sprays. Please, please. These formulations have components that are very, very irritating to the place. So please, let's try put a stop to it, okay? Vaginal odor, as we said, can change from time to time during your cycle. It will be changing, discharge will change, and it's so unique to every woman. So try and know what is normal for you down there. How is my scent like as you monitor yourself? It's good to smell it. When you wipe, smell. Okay, this is how it smells like. The next day, you can do that. When it's consistent, you know that this is how my vagina smells. Okay, this is how the secretions from my vagina smells. So if there's a change, you know that there's something wrong. I have to seek attention or assistance from a healthcare professional. Okay, another form of us maintaining good personal hygiene is washing our underpants, the panties that we wear. We have to wash them very well after each use. Now we can use mild soaps that are not so caustic or irritating to the place. You know, there are some soaps when you use to wash, even your hands get some form of irritation. So even if your hand is getting an irritation, how much more the vulva and then the vaginal area. So we should be very, very mindful on the kind of soaps that we use to wash our underpants. So a mild soap, wash it very well. Okay, if you are okay with it, hang your panties in the sun. The sun is a very, very, very good bleaching agent and a disinfectant. It kills, I think, 100% of germs. Okay, and some of us, we live in houses where when we hang our panties at home, the place is so damp and the panties do not have enough time to get dried properly. We also don't iron them. You know, the heat is enough to kill any form of pathogen. We don't iron them, so we end up wearing damp panties. And when you do that, you can easily get an infection. So let's try and wash our panties well with mild soap. If you are okay, hang it outside in the sun, the best agent, okay? And then you maintain good personal hygiene. Okay, so let's talk about the kind of underwear or panties that as ladies we should be wearing. You know, when we look at the ads, the adverts, you see women in very tight panties, underwear, they look sexy, they look very appealing. Yes, unfortunately, we shouldn't be wearing such panties. They are not good for the health. One, the tighter the place, the less air that surrounds the place. We want the vaginal area to receive a lot of oxygen, air to breathe. Okay, allow the place to breathe. Ma ohonom na intimi enhome kakra. Okay, all right. And also, the tighter the panty is, the more friction that will occur. The material will be rubbing against your vulva and it will cause irritation. You start having some soreness and pain there. So please don't be wearing tighter panties. Thirdly, it also increases the risk of having an infection. Yes, you heard that. The bacterial vaginosis, the candidiasis, that's the white. Yes, you increase your chances of having these infections when you wear such panties because there is less circulation of air there and these bacteria can easily thrive in such conditions. When we want to know the kind of material that is ideal for panties, the old saying is true. Cotton. Cotton material is the best when it comes to your underwear or your panties. Cotton is good because it's breathable. You know that air can easily be exchanged from the vulva outside air. Okay, it's breathable and then it's able to um, absorb the moisture that comes, or when you start sweating it can easily take away the moisture over there. Some of us like wearing panties made from spandex, polyester, nylon. Those are not ideal materials for underwear or your underpanties, okay, because they are not breathable and then they trap a lot of heat and moisture, and that is a good how do you call it, good grounds for such bacteria and fungal to thrive and overpopulate the place, making you susceptible to infections. So cotton, any cotton material, any good cotton, you are good to go. Finally, when we visit the washroom, I think it's good personal practice to wipe your anus from front to back. So from the front of the where the perineum starts, you know what we learned on the first day. The perineum is the space between the vulva and then the anus. So start from there, and then you wipe away from the vulva. So you wipe upwards towards your buttocks. Okay, please don't wipe from the buttocks down to where the vulva is. When you do that, fecal material will collect on your vulva, and you have these fecal material entering the urethra and causing UTIs and other infections. Okay, so good personal hygiene is very, very key here. Thank you.